Y'all. Good morning. Today is Thursday, the 11th. and I've been thinking about some things, right? Y'all know I started off this year focusing on me. You guys know I took myself out of work. Got on like FMLA, basically short-term disability at my job, and let's talk about it. So my whole thing is I need to focus on myself and myself only. Jamez is of age. He's not 18 just yet, but it's really me focusing on me. Jamez is taken care of. He is taken care of. But I wonder to myself, like, Candace, are you frugal? Are you still frugal like you were before? Um, let's say this, since the pandemic, I don't believe I'm as frugal. Because I had to come to reality, right? Like, it's not a drastic change, but like even grocery shopping, I always like to shop deals, okay? Hardly ever do I pay full price for something. I base my shopping, and this is shopping in general, around deals, looking for the best price. Do I at times still go to like two or three stores to cut costs? I do sometimes, but sometimes, with the pandemic and everything, I'm like one stop shop, right? One stop shop. I do at times still go to like two stores. Yeah, sometimes I still go to like one or two stores, but hardly ever. um, I'm like, I really like to stick to one thing, and yeah, and it doesn't make me feel bad. That honey by the window. It doesn't make me feel bad. I've never felt bad for going from two to three stores, but time is money, and I don't want to be out the house. Let's just put it like that. I don't want to be out the house if I don't have to. So yeah, I'm more cautious of my time. If I just want to get out and about, then yeah, I will go to a couple different stores, just because I want to get out, but not often. That's not an often thing for me. Um, in regards to like other things, right? I love a deal. I love a deal. I have never been like a real overconsumption type of person. I haven't been like that outside of couponing. I told you guys my deal with couponing. I loved it. I still have stuff in my stash, and you guys figured that was before the pandemic. So in a way, I couponing for me, I love that I learned it. I really do, because on top of me already shopping for deals, now I can double up on things. So couponing was really good, but even to this day, okay, I see a coupon and I'm like, "Oh, I can try that item because it's $2 off, a dollar off, 50 cents off." And I have to think to myself, because there's been a lot of times where I will buy something, like say for food, right? Especially food. And I'm like, "Oh, let me try this." I buy it. I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting a discount, right? 50, a dollar, $2 off." And then I don't even try the item and it expires. And I'm like, "Candace, you are wasting money." Yeah, you have money off, but you're not even using the item. So for me, I've found that it's definitely best, for me to stick with my regular stuff. Hardly ever do I try to venture off to new things in regards to, let's say, food wise, because it just goes to waste. Um, so yeah, that kind of goes into couponing for me. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. You're saving money, but then you're letting things go to waste. So yeah, I had to reel back, but you guys know I used to do my confessions, and that money adds up, even for an item. So say for like a body item, mind you, we have like 20 items. I'm just putting it, it's not really 20 items right now, but let's just say this, right? 20 body washes. Who needs more? But I'm like, oh, that's a good deal. $2 off and it's BOGO. Sometimes I will buy it, but everything costs more, right? Everything costs more. So that a dollar, $2 off is on something that's been priced a lot higher as it is. So yeah, I have to catch myself a lot because I like a good deal, and sometimes it's just not warranted. You have to let things pass. And that's what I've been doing. It's not easy. I still find myself doing it, but it's more or less for things that I know I don't mind trying or having in the household, right? Um, so yeah, y'all, I do spend on things that I don't want or don't need. It's more of a want, and I do have to reel myself back in. That's just, being honest. Um, in regards to, being frugal, right? I've never been one to look at other people and be like, oh man, I need to lower this. I need to lower that. I will say I've always been happy that I've always had a good balance between wants and needs. I don't need to go on this trip, but I want to go on this trip. Oh, I don't need to eat at crustaceans, but I want crustaceans. I've never been that type of person unless, my funds are just that. Like, you can't, yeah, would I rather save up $500 for the month? Yes, but I love experiences. My whole thing is I love experiences more than things. Somebody may like sneakers, somebody may like, you know, um, buying like, items. Let's say an item for like a purse, or something like that. I'm not that type of person. So for me, that stuff is not hard. Mine is more or less food. Food and experiences. I love experiences because that's stuff you can, have for a lifetime. You could take pictures and have memories. Items do not bring you memories, right? That does not bring me happiness. So yeah, even when I want to, like, say for if I've been thinking about, going on a trip by myself. I want to go on a solo trip, with my girls, of course, if I can. And I just want to experience life on my own, um treat myself on my own. Everything I've always done is just like, oh, Jamez and me. But eventually he's gonna, get older, and he's already getting older, but be a time where he moves out, I'm really by myself. I'm not gonna be asking him, hey Jamez, you want to go on a trip with me? I will still ask, but I do want to get comfortable being by myself, and treating myself. Oh, let me see what time it is. All right. So yeah, I feel like I'm definitely still frugal. Even with me wanting to go on trips, I do look at the cost. I don't want to pay outright. If I go off season, I go during the off season. So yes, I will still, it's something I want to do, but it will be at a time where I'm saving a couple $100s. You know what I mean? So yes, I'm still frugal. But I love to enjoy life. That's me. That's always been me. Um, yeah, it's that's I don't think that would ever change at all. I do feel like I'm still a little bit relaxed. Yeah, I do not like to pay full price for anything. But say forth if, like I mentioned, if I go to a store, one store has something on sale, and the store that I'm going to buy a bulk of my stuff, for me, I'm like, Candace, especially when I don't want to get out the house in the first place. I'm like, we will pay full price at this one place because I don't want to go to another shop, another place. Um, yeah, and sometimes, like I may look around and I'm like, ooh, something's on sale. And I do have to catch myself, you guys. I do have to catch myself and not overdo it. So yeah, I will say I'm still frugal, but there are things that or tendencies that I still have to catch myself from overspending. It may not be by much, but I'm overspending. I'm buying things that I will never use just because it was on sale. I got a good price. So even if I don't use it or I don't like it, then of course it's on sale. I don't think I should think like that, but at the same time, for me, my logic is, Candace, well, if you don't try it, how would you ever know? But there are things that I buy and I don't even try it, especially food wise. And I'm just like, that could have been $5 back in your pocket. Um, so yeah, y'all. What else is there? In regards to our grocery budget, you guys know I used to be really frugal. But of course, if we go over budget, it's okay. I have never been strict, you know? Yeah, my budget is like bare bones, right? But if I go over, I go over. You know what I mean? It's always been like that. But, I set boundaries, I set limits. I will say, like, sometimes during the pandemic, and even afterwards, I let sometimes I'm in a mindset where I don't want to play the game. For me, finding a good deal, it's like a game. It's fun for me. Um where was I getting to? It's fun, but at the same time that causes overconsumption, but not by much. And me during the pandemic, it I kind of loosened up, say forth with groceries. I'm like, I don't have a budget. Um, I don't care. I'm not there mentally to want to stay on budget. I'm like, I don't want to track. I don't want to do all of this. So yeah, my grocery budget may go over, because I'm not tracking it right now, you guys. I put my groceries into like a certain account, right? As I pay or use my credit card to make the purchase, I pay the credit card off once the transaction posts. Once that account balance goes like low, it's like, Candace, do you really have to go to the store or cook what you have in the house? I would do a struggle meal. It's not struggling, it's basically pantry shopping, cooking what I have at home. And I will say those are some of the best meals. So yeah, I am coming back down to focusing on my grocery budget, focusing on my household budget. Because you guys know I give myself $200, well, basically $400 for groceries per month for me and Jamez, and then for household items, that's $30. And all of the other stuff that I may want, it comes out of my $100 monthly allowance. So yeah, it's like I know I have the money. Like I was telling Tara Gay Nicole, um, I'm like, I spend on things before I have the money. So say for recently, I went to the store. Okay, I went to the store, went grocery shopping. Did we really need food right now? No. But I went grocery shopping because guess what? The stuff that we like is on sale. So for my mentality, it's like stock up now because later on you will want this item, and that is okay. That is okay. Um but I'm shopping with money I don't have at the moment. So say for so I went shopping on Tuesday because the sale item is going to be ending, right? So I'm like, Wednesday the new ad starts over. This item or the items that I want ends on Tuesday. I don't get paid until Monday. So what I find myself doing is buying the stuff now with grocery money I don't even have until the payday. So it's like, yeah, I'm spending money before I have it. Is it a bad thing? No, because my credit card gets paid off. But I do want to kind of stop that. But it's not a bad thing. But I am spending money that I don't have at the moment to buy those items. So yeah, it's not a bad thing. But that's just like some of my thinking, my thoughts, right? I'm not strict on my savings. I've never been strict on my savings. It was just like money comes in. I'm not going to spend frivolously just because I have extra money. You know what I mean? If I have an extra $100, hey, if I want to treat myself with 20 of those extra dollars, I will. You know, I mean, I do work hard, focusing on myself, my mental health, that's hard work. It's hard work. Going to all these different appointments, it gets to be a lot. So I'm not hard on myself. I give myself grace, and I felt like I've always been that way. But I think in life, you have to figure out a balance. And I am figuring out that balance right now. Um, and I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm figuring out this balance. I think it's a lot to do with Jamez getting older and, him, being able to take care of himself. And I think that plays a major role as a parent. Your thing is to make sure you provide for two people. But as your child gets older, it's like, man, it's just me. So I think I'm loosening up on, my spending, my savings. Yeah, I want to save for my future. Okay. I know some people may like, Candace, you got money, spend it. No, I want to save for my future. What is any difference than somebody trying to get to $100,000 saved, because hey, I'm getting older. I do not expect my son to care for me financially. If I get sick, I expect him, I would hope he would be around, not to pay my medical bills or anything like that, but just to care for me still. Um, but yeah, I am not frugal to the point where I don't enjoy life. That's basically it. I've never been too frugal to not enjoy life. Every year, me and Jamez has done even at least one trip, usually in April. I think last year was probably the first year we didn't do anything, or did we? I don't think we did anything last year. Um, you know, yeah, I don't think we did anything last year. I think for me and Jamez, we've done basically everything we wanted to do. you know, we have gone to Disney, we've gone to Georgia. Um, we used to go up to New York to visit my family a lot. Uh, what other things? Oh, camping. We've done that a couple times. We've had season passes to King's Dominion. And I think this at a point where you're just, oh, we have gone on a cruise, our first cruise ever. Oh, we went to the Bahamas. Um, so we've done a lot of things, and that's what I mean. I love experiences. I rather save money and spend on those things and feel guilt free on that trip, and knowing that I'm not going into debt for that trip. So it's like I'm saving for my future, but at the same time, if I feel like I want to go on a trip, I will go on a trip. My thought process, I would like to go on a cruise. I wouldn't plan on going off the cruise on an excursion. Because yeah, too many places. I don't trust it. But I would like to go on a cruise by myself and just relax. But that means going on one of those fancier cruise, not one that leaves from like the Norfolk. I live in Virginia, like the Norfolk, you know, what you call it? Not a bay. Anyway, where these cruise ships go, I would go to Florida or South Carolina. Those are usually the ones that have the ships I would like to go on, like some of the nicer things, but the cost of them are pricey. And then I'm like, Candace, you have to travel there. So I'll figure things out. I'm not. I will say this: I'm not in a rush for that at all. So right now, I'm just going to build up my actual savings, and when the time comes, your girl will do it. When the time comes to get a car, I will do it. But I'm not in a rush for those things. I'm taking it easy. So yeah, there's just a couple things I wanted to share. I'm still frugal, but I'm more relaxed. I'm not in survival mode. Let's put it like that. I'm not in survival mode. I'm in a phase where I'm comfortable. I'm very comfortable, and I think it's more or less that my son is gonna just be older. He's older. He's gonna be 18, and he eventually will move out. I feel like I've set him up for success. Now it's time for me to really focus on myself. And I think I mentioned that since he probably been like 17. It's time for me to focus on myself. And yeah. But I'm just not gonna go on a trip just because, I got the money or whatever. I like to plan things out. I still want to make sure I'm getting the best price. I'm not trying to spend an extra $500 just to be spontaneous. No, I will plan things out and make sure I'm getting a good deal, making my dollars stretch. That's the thing with me. I want my money to work for me, like me having a CD. It's a mind-boggling for me because a bulk of my money is in a thing that I can't touch. Now, I can touch it, but there's penalties, right? I don't want that. I don't want that. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I believe I'm still frugal. Just in regards to not just jumping on things. I say contentment because I actually do appreciate and love the things that I already have. If I want to replace something, I will, because it's something I can do financially. But just because I want something doesn't mean I'm going to get it. You know what I mean? When the time comes, then I will. But I am just a very content person. When I buy something that I want, it's because of that, and I'm going to appreciate my want that I bought. I will think about something and really understand, like, man, this is an item that I wanted for so long, and I finally got it, and I appreciate it. I feel like you appreciate things much more when you got the right thing. You got the right thing that you wanted, and on top of that, you was able to save money. Oh my goodness, more appreciation. All right, you guys, I'm just mumbling. I just like to do these talks, but that was something I've been thinking about. Candace, are you still frugal? I will say yes, but not as strict. Not as strict. So yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. If I feel like doing like these type of videos, updating you guys on like my mental health, I won't do that as often because that's a work in progress. Not about my savings, not about my budget. It's the same cycle. It's the same cycle. My bills haven't changed too much at all. Not much at all, you guys. Sometimes my bills are a little bit higher because if I put something extra, once again, buy things that I don't have money for right now, I have to pay it off, with my credit. I have to pay my credit card off. We are not accruing interest if we can help it. Let me go upstairs. Let me go ahead and start my computer. But I just wanted to chat with y'all. I hope you guys are doing well. One day closer to the weekend. And hopefully you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend ahead. I don't think I'll be coming back for like a little bit of time. But if anything else comes up that I want to talk about, I will do it. All right. Bye, you guys.